Welcome to the Know I'm Ashley.
I'm John.
This E3 overall was a pretty decent one by Nintendo standards, I'd say. The last few years, they've focused on a few of their really big first-party franchises, and they sprinkle in some of their, let's be honest, still pretty big, but not quite as big ones to fill the gaps in the release dates.
Yeah, this year they went all in on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is going to be one of their heavy hitters, and their other big franchise tentpole is Pokémon Let's Go, in an attempt to convert a few of those 750 million Pokémon GO downloads to Switch owners.
That's a lot of millions of people to try to convert to Switch owners.
We're still out there.
Overall, that's not bad, right? Like, that is some big franchises they're hitting. Last year, the sprinkles consisted of games like Splatoon 2, ARMS, the surprisingly good Mario plus Rabbids. This year, we're looking at stuff like Super Mario Party, Mario Tennis Aces, Octopath Traveler, Captain Toad. Again, big, just not as big.
However, it seems like something's missing.
Oh, right. That did get announced, didn't it? Last year. Also missing, Animal Crossing, Mother 3, Yoshi, their actual Pokemon game.
Ooh.
But the big ones are Metroid Prime 4 and Animal Crossing. Those are the ones that we really want right now and didn't yet.
Yeah, so they announced Metroid Prime 4 at last year's E3, and while there hasn't been any official announcement about Animal Crossing game for Switch, they did put out Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which actually had a bigger launch than Fire Emblem Heroes and, believe it or not, even Pokemon GO.
That's a lot.
Yes, maybe because Pocket Camp released worldwide at the same time and Pokemon GO initially only launched in the US, New Zealand, and Australia, but it was still an impressive launch.
We don't need your qualifiers here.
Sorry.
It was good. All right, since then we've got announcements of the new Fire Emblem game for the Switch, which looks pretty awesome, by the way. 2 new Pokemon games for the Switch, the Let's Go games this year with the Pokemon GO integration, and the unnamed 2019 game that's gonna be more traditional Pokemon format.
But as for Animal Crossing, can you hear the cricket? They're there.
Nada.
We were really hoping for a big E3 reveal. Figured it was a long shot since we knew they were doing Pokemon Let's Go and Smash Brothers, but hope springs eternal.
But it was not to be.
No.
No, sorry.
Yeah. Similarly, no Metroid.
Womp womp.
Last year, they only teased the game with a logo, but it wasn't unreasonable to expect to see the game's at least progress at this E3.
Maybe something more than the logo? Nope.
So, why did they skip out?
Well, it turns out Nintendo's going the Bethesda route and decided to only show titles that are slated for release this year, and then a couple things that are early 2019. So that's why we got Let's Go, which is November, Smash Brothers, December, Switch port of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, that's coming next month.
Octopath Traveler also next month, Overcooked 2 in August, Super Mario Party in October, and they briefly touched on some of the indies coming next year, but they themselves were pretty quiet about any games further out.
Nintendo's senior product marketing manager Bill Trinan told IGN there was other stuff that we probably could have included in E3, but is probably a bit further out. And so we decided to really kind of keep the focus a little bit more on between now and early 2019, which I think you saw some hints of there with a couple of games.
Yeah, he also said we want to show stuff when we think it's ready to show. Obviously, it's not like we've stopped working on any of the things we talked about last year. That stuff's all being worked on. We'll just show stuff when we're ready to show it. And really, right now, the focus is on 2 big games in the form of Smash and Pokemon.
So there you go. In case you were hoping for a Nintendo Direct that would surprise reveal either of those for a holiday release this year, anything really optimistic like that, well, you can stop hoping because neither of those games are going to be out until 2019 at the earliest. Maybe we'll see them next E3.
Yeah, and we'll also overlook that they didn't exactly stick to that strategy when they revealed Metroid Prime 4 last year, so it's kind of a new
they did
strategy.
Not. We'll let it go. It's fine. At least Nintendo's aware there is demand for Animal Crossing. At E3, Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé said, "We see tremendous opportunity in using the mobile platform to introduce IP to consumers who may not be as familiar. Animal Crossing is a great example. Tremendous interaction with Pocket Camp. Fans are really enjoying that experience. We're introducing it to new consumers. That bodes well for whenever the next Animal Crossing might be."
It's a bit cagey, but the fact that Nintendo's acknowledging and even teasing that makes 2019 sound like it could be a good time to announce it.
Could be a great time to announce it. You know what? Anytime would be a great time to announce it.
Yeah, we're assuming there that they knew it'd be a success before they put it out there and have already been working internally on the new one, since game development doesn't just turn around in a year. Not good ones, anyway, or big ones, unless you've already got an annual production pipeline with teams already in place.
As for some of their other missing games, still a Yoshi game scheduled for 2019, was expected this year, but got pushed back to make some improvements. Still no official Star Fox outside of a playable character in Ubisoft's Starlink game.
Yeah, Mother fans continue to demand Mother 3 with absolutely no promises from Nintendo.
Not even little promises.
They're not even acknowledging it. The best Reggie would offer is, it's something that we always think about in terms of where there are opportunities to reintroduce IP to fans, to do it in a way that builds new fans. We're certainly aware. No promises, no commitments one way or the other, but we're aware. We know the game exists. Just letting you know.
Right, so from all that, the 2019 game lineup I would then hope for would be the core Pokemon game, Metroid Prime 4, Animal Crossing, Yoshi, maybe fit in a smaller Zelda game in there, possibly.
Yeah, they have talked about trying to use the Breath of the Wild engine and revisit that game's formula. Maybe they could twist it a bit the way they did with Majora's Mask after Ocarina of Time.
I mean, that's certainly what we've all been hoping for. That would be a really stacked 2019, though. That'd be a lot of games. So we'll see what we actually get.
Anyway, at the very least, we have our answer about why they didn't show either of those games at E3, because neither of them is remotely close to coming out.
Big surprise. Tragically.
Yeah.
And because they also need to spend like 30 minutes going over every detail of Smash Brothers.
It was a lot of Smash.
That was a lot.
It was more Smash than I think I needed, if I'm being honest.
But it was, the reveal was pretty dope.
It was.
Yeah, so pretty excited about that. What do you think of Nintendo's only 2018 game approach to E3? You digging the focus on immediate upcoming titles, or would you prefer to get updates on stuff that's a little bit further out as well? Let us know in the comments.
And for all your upcoming Switch game news, make sure you're subscribed to the Know. That's this channel. Yes, it's your fucking channel.
Psych. No, sorry.
Yeah. Similarly, no Metroid. Last year, they only teased the game with a logo, but it wasn't reasonable to expect to see the game's progress.